Well, hi, everybody. I'm Tracy Gaudet, and welcome back to the Whole Health Story. Today, we're going to have some fun and talking about definitions. I know that doesn't sound exciting, but it is because, as you can see in this first slide, in the beginning, there was alternative medicine, and that was the term. There's a running joke that the NIH, when it stood up its first office, which apparently it didn't really want to, was called the Office of Alternative Medicine, and people inside apparently used to make fun of it by calling it the Office of Astrology. Oh, the Office of Astrology. So the concept initially was, we're here, everything else is there, it's alternative to mainstream medicine. That then evolved, and people were like, whoa, wait a minute. We're not meaning this to be an alternative either or. We're meaning this to be a part of how we think about healthcare. So then the term evolved to complementary, right? And alternative medicine. And the lingo was CAM, the C-A-M. And, that was an improvement, but the problem was still the concept of complementary made it feel like, well, we'll just add a little garnish around the plate. We won't really change anything significantly, but it was better than just alternative. So from complementary and alternative, it went to integrative medicine, which of course I think dubbed by Andrew Weil, was a big improvement because it's saying, no, we're talking about integrating all approaches and methods of health and healing that can be of benefit. So that was, in my opinion, a big advance. Then it evolved to complementary and integrative health. So beyond, which broadened the concept beyond medicine, which often seems very MD focused. So complementary integrative health. The next slide gives a long definition. I'm not going to read it, of how integrative health and medicine has been defined by the original gathering, which I'm really happy to say I was a part of bringing together in 1999, the first meeting of what became the Whole Health Academic Consortium. And those group of leaders, including like high-level leaders from different health systems like Duke and Harvard and UCSF, et cetera, said we should define this so everybody has a definition. And you can see from the slide what the definition is. And I think today it's still a very good definition. You will also see when you read that it is very focused on the clinical, right? It's in relationship between the patient and the provider, focusing on the whole person. I think it's interesting, whole person is in there. And then using all appropriate methodologies. So that's became the definition of integrative medicine and health and is still used today. The next slide tees us up to say, well, what about whole person health? Because NIH uses whole person health. The next slide shows the way NIH conceives of this. And I think it's actually very helpful to show that they are thinking about their terminology of whole person health, I think makes great sense because their research in this area is focused on the person, the organs, and functions within the person. It's not broader than that. And their diagram with all those different layers is highlighting where they think the effort and the focus of the research is, and it's on the organ systems of the person. So personally, I think it's great that they're saying whole person health. And I think that is a part of our last slide, whole health. And you've heard this definition by now if you've watched any of the rest of these videos. But whole health is living a full and meaningful life. That's what whole health is about. And to do that, you are empowered and equipped to address all aspects of your health and well-being, your mental, emotional, your physical, and your spiritual. And that is the story of how the terms have evolved because the field has evolved. The concept of whole health is way broader than the very beginning of the story with alternative medicine. So hopefully that was a good history lesson, and I'll see you next time.